courageous, unifier, inspiring, tenacious, resilient, truthful, optimistic, visionary, kind, leader. Over the last month, I've been repeatedly hearing these words, and a few more I won't mention, when I asked many of you to describe your friend Mary Jo Brown. And yesterday I realized that one of my favorite parts of the roast is getting to truly learn about the people we are celebrating from those who know them best. In the face of the nonstop barrage of anxiety, division, and bitterness that seems to sort of be in the atmosphere this year, I found it to be an especial gift to be granted the opportunity to peacefully pause and reflect on this woman, her spirit, and her efforts to make this community the best version of itself. As an artist, she is bold. As a leader, she is brave. With courage, she creates a safe space, not for our eyes and ears, but for our voices. She sees things differently. Where others see stray cats, dogs, and humans, she sees missing elements of a collage of compassion that she has been constructing in her heart. Where most feel helpless in the face of the many and complex fractures in our society that cause us such pain, climate change, human rights violations, healthcare disparities, wars of aggression, she does not. Rather, as a designer, she can see the opportunity that can come from each crisis and the beauty of a unique solution. And through a lifetime of community building, she knows that what all of these different fractures have in common is they cannot be healed as long as we are spending our time and energy pulling each other apart instead of supporting and bringing each other together. And tonight, Mary Jo has brought all of you together in this room. People with vastly different perspectives, yet with all a shared commitment to the Seacoast. In order to do that, in order to have built the trust with all of you and with hundreds across the state, she has had to become the type of leader who has transformed her inexperience into wisdom, fear into courage, suffering into compassion, and frustration into forgiveness. She has spent a lifetime working to become the best version of herself. Friends Forever's mission is to help youth become the best version of themselves. So like Mary Jo, they can help their community and this planet be the best version of itself. For decades, we've been working to develop youth from around the world into the type of empathetic leaders needed to become positive agents of change in their communities. Youth who are willing to put into the effort to not fall into a trap of determining a hierarchy of morality. Youth who will not let their justifiable outrage blind them to the fact that all of the greatest challenges we now face on the planet were created collectively and need to be solved collectively. At FFI, we've been told for nearly 40 years that our mission to build kind leaders is important, but it's not as important as other causes. And that's totally understandable given everything that happens in the sense of urgency day in and day out. However, can anyone conscious over the last decade, without any political affiliation, still honestly believe that having leaders that are a bit less vindictive and a lot more kind isn't a priority? That we would not be better served by those who put in the sweat equity to heal the fractures as opposed to those who relish in deepening them, who wake each day with a new plan on how to create community instead of a new tweet to cultivate conflict. I often must remind myself that it is natural and healthy to feel sadness as I contemplate the stunning lack of compassion we demonstrate for each other and honestly for every being on this planet. To deny this feeling is to deny that which makes us human. For me, sadness is born in the gap between our understanding of what is and our belief of what could be. However, it is in working towards this belief of what could be that I am most inspired. Inspired by young people that you met tonight, inspired by people like Gavin, who amaze me daily as they step out of their comfort zones and reach out to those they disagree with to solve challenges small and large. Inspired by individuals like Eileen, Mary Jo, who set aside hostility and hubris so that they can unify rather than divide us. Inspired by all who support FFI and our goal to develop a generation of diverse young leaders across the state, throughout the country, and around the globe, who are making it their personal responsibility to reconcile their communities from within. And finally, I am inspired to be in a room full of humans. Humans who want to be a part of a mission that aims to transform these existential crises rooted in hopelessness into existential opportunities rooted in optimism. With folks like Mary Jo and the youth of FFI designing the way forward with enthusiasm, ingenuity, and empathy, I know we can do this. Thank you for coming tonight to honor Mary Jo, and please stay kind.